Welcome back to Jesters of Ravenloft, where a group of comedians try to escape the horrors of the mists. As the raging forest fire approached, the troupe fought off a large spectral doll. The doctor deputy accidentally stabbed Tyler with a steak knife. Shadow Nemesis retreated with the squire to the carriage. New Rogue managed to calm the doll's mind slightly, and Tyler hit the spectre, giving everyone else the chance to escape. Dell managed to defeat the doll with Werner's help, but her forced contrariness kept her rooted to the spot until Tyler finally figured it out and used reverse psychology to get her to fall back to the rest of the troupe. They're finally ready to flee, but can they make it through the fire that's now surrounding them? I doubt it.
Our four heroes are the improvisers and comedians of the comedy troupe Wet Change. They were performing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival when they were accidentally sucked into Ravenloft by the god Ezra, the god of the mists, hoping to summon champions. They accidentally summoned four comedians from our realm. They were forced to battle various monsters that were changed along the way, as well as training in traditional D&D fantasy classes. To be clear, they don't know they're in D&D. They're just in a horror realm. It's the one rule that I made was they had to come from our world where there is no D&D, or this show becomes painfully meta so fast that even I won't be able to keep track of it. But along the way, Guy tragically died and was brought back and reborn without any of his previous memories. He also has ghost hands and feet from the knees down and the elbows down. He has spectral limbs that drain the life from anything he touches. He found faith, found religion, renamed himself New Rogue, and is now a cleric of Ezra using the powers of the god who summoned him, Adam. He turned evil so fast. It was like a thing. He claimed the Dark Knight's, the Black Knight's helm as one of the items that was claimed along the way, along with the army of squires. He also had the locals build him RoboCop armor before he was possessed by a symbiote and devolved immediately and so darkly into cartoon level evil, convincing several people whose parents he had murdered that he was now their adopted parent and denying the crimes before he was eventually caught out, rose to the height of his power, and then was forced to flee the realm before all of the people came for him with pitchforks. However, he still has one squire with him who escaped the fate of having to hate Adam because of the previous realm, Dr. Deputy Anna Truick Seraph, who has joined him as a gift from Ezra as an apology for how terrible his journey has been up to this point. Dell, trying to keep these comedians and improvisers going because she's the stage manager, learned to become a bard, one of the very first visual bards, where she could use her drawing skills and other artistic talents because of the reality blade, a small scalpel that can cut reality in the air around her. She has magical powers. She's fueled by ghosts after her experiences, and she is now the bard and theoretically the sanest member of the group. I'm going to say that with a big old question mark. I don't really know if we have one, but they seem to treat her like she is. She became best friends with a bone horse, as the term we have used. The name is Rumple Foreskin. However, to really clarify what bone horse means before you start wandering down that path, if you're not familiar with the show, it's a horse that's a skeleton. It's a skeletal horse fueled by fire behind its eyes and in its nostrils. A surprisingly pleasant animal who has joined our heroes on their journey in the hope of finding the other bone horses of Boleen. Tyler. He had a rough time. He wanted to try to keep everybody sane and doing well. They died and forgot him or turned evil. However, he trained as a blade singer. So he is a combination of a wizard and a warrior, wielding a giant two-handed sword that we are aware is technically not part of the blade singer class, but I don't care. I think it's cool. So that's what he does. He was basically trained by an insane homeless wizard who threw trash at him and beat him up until he started doing magic instinctually, which he is constantly haunted by. Having defeated the big bad of the first realm to which they came, which meant that Adam, as his current name, Shadow Nemesis, became the big bad before he was forced to flee, our heroes know that they need to defeat 3 more big bads. They all have to become Dark Lords of separate domains to be able to help Ezra and themselves escape confinement in Ravenloft. They teleported into a forest inside the Victorian Dracula-esque carriage being pulled by their friend Rumple Foreskin, and were traveling through the woods where they happened upon a small goblin wearing jangly clothes named the Nilbog, who asked them if they wanted to go to a farm or to a cottage. They chose cottage because of cool toys, made their way there, and then were attacked by magical cursed dolls who stabbed them with needles and switched bodies with them, trapping our heroes inside dolls. Making their way back to try to reclaim their bodies, New Rogue was eaten by an owl. You know, that old chestnut. So he was eaten by an owl, taken out. The rest of the group managed to battle, ambush, fight, and reclaim their bodies, while New Rogue was out in the woods, tried to befriend a wolf that almost killed him, started a massive fire, and then escaped on a boar that Dell had summoned that had escaped during the combat inside the house. Tyler had killed one of the doll-possessed living bodies and was worried that he had trapped Rumpleforeskin for eternity inside a magical collared necklace. However, Rumpleforeskin turned out to be okay. The party recovered and then were attacked by an evil ghost doll of one of the dolls they had killed, and a forest fire began to encroach around the cottage. Dell has a ring on that won't allow her to do anything the rest of the team suggested, which Tyler finally figured out at the very end using the delightful reverse psychology we've ever heard in an improv to get her to climb into the carriage and escape. However, our four heroes and the Dr. Deputy are inside this carriage, fully hemmed in by the forest fire that has overwhelmed the area, and they do not know what will happen next. And that is the update. Does anyone have any questions?
Very thorough.
Amongst our cast? Is there any recaps? Because we did have a week off last week due to some scheduling and illnesses and things.
I would just like to highlight that it has occurred to my character, Tyler, that Dell can't agree with anything that we say. However, I don't know about the ring.
Correct. It just, you figured out that system in general, but you don't know why. It could just be Dell's in a mood, you know? Yeah. You know how Dell is.
Classic Dell. He's in one of her moods. Doing the opposite of everything everyone says.
Dell just likes to start a day, pick a new rule to follow, and then try it out. If it's a good one, keep it. Otherwise, just let it go.
And Tyler's the only one that like put two and two together. Everyone else is just like,
You were busy, I think, wrestling with the Dr. Deputy who is trapped inside a doll because you killed the doll's body, but you blamed that murder on Ezra.
Oh yeah,
New Rogue's god.
Oh yeah,
and then you took Dr. Deputy's needle and put it in your bag of holding, saying that you will find a good body for Dr. Deputy to steal.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the body shopping. The body shop.
That also happened. The moment we start walking into the real details of this, I apologize for anyone joining this show at this point. It gets weird, and there's a lot. But it is time for us to return to Ravenloft.
Oh, yeah.
You are all inside a carriage being pulled by Rumpleforeskin that is careening around the cottage, only to discover that the forest fire has fully enveloped this area. You are in about a 30-foot gap between the cottage and the woods themselves that surround you, all of which are burning bright and burning very, very hot. You can feel the heat even through the glass windows of the carriage as Rumpleforeskin is forced to turn sharply to the side, and the carriage just careens a little bit as though it might tip over, but it doesn't, because Rumpleforeskin knows what Rumpleforeskin's doing. That horse is talented. But you're realizing that there is no way out right now other than to battle into the flames, which does not seem like it might be the wisest thing to do. All four of you are together, along with the Dr. Deputy, who is being burped unwillingly over Shadow Nemesis's shoulder. Is there anything you say to each other? What do you do?
I'm kind of sticking my head out the window to see what the fire situation is, and we are entirely surrounded, yes?
Correct. There is no path from the cottage that is not aflame.
But we're moving currently.
Rumpleforeskin had made a break for what we'll say is kind of the rear of the cottage from where you were, the only place that had still been open and not fully aflame. However, it has engulfed itself in fire by the time you had reached it. So you are just circling the cottage in this gap currently.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Well, I have this little wand, though, remember? And it helped me escape from a bird. And from what I recall, Dell used it to gust.
It made wind.
It made wind. Why don't we use this sucker? Yeah, why don't we use this sucker? Why doesn't Dell use this sucker? And maybe she can like blow a path forward right through all the trees.
Dell,
I
don't want to.
Dell, don't take the wand from New Rogue. Don't do it.
I'm going to take the wand from New Rogue.
Okay. Oh, you monster. There you go.
Can I? Do I understand what's happening now?
I am going to say you have actually seen the evidence you've seen in real time. Do you want to roll for it, or do you think you'd have figured it out?
I mean, I think I get the opposite game.
Yeah,
So, like,
okay, you get the opposite. Rarely will I give you anything for free, but the opposite game I do believe you are capable of comprehending.
All right, I guess I'm just gonna stick my head out the window and be like, "Oh, wand, please."
We've now
Make
heard
sure
Dell's
you
version.
point it at all of us. Make sure you're definitely pointing
I'm out
it
the
at.
window.
Pointing it into the trees. Okay, can you roll me a D100?
Oh, I'm so scared. 32.
32. Oh my God. Heavy rain falls in a 60-foot radius centered on the target. The area becomes lightly obscured. The rain falls until the start of your next turn. So for 6 seconds, heavy rain pounds down into the area around you.
Sweet.
Well,
And you can see-
help the fire.
Yep. So it starts to carve a path in the fire into the woods. You're seeing more fire beyond it as it happens. And this seems miraculous. And you're thinking that there's no way, like, if you can just keep this up. Rumpelforskin turns and moves towards the gap. The rain is following you, and then the rain stops, and the fire begins to close in again. It's smokier now. You're all inhaling the smoke as it happens. You're thinking this might be the end.
Oh, I don't breathe.
When the mist rises up from beneath you, and you see the water captured in the ground begin to rain upwards. And it rains upwards, and you are seeing the fire around you being put out as the rain collects upwards until there is a massive cloud overhead that begins to rain. And you realize the mist has provided. The mist has provided, and the fire is being put out by the watchers themselves, making sure that you are not doomed in this very moment to die in these woods. And within about 15 minutes, there is no fire left anywhere near you. You are safe to continue your travels.
So it's like reverse rain? It would like rain and then the rain would just rewind and then rain again?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Really cool. Thank you.
oh wow.
Watchers.
How convenient.
Thank you, Ezra, and thank you, all of Ezra's angels out there sitting on your little clouds, looking after us, truly provided in this bounty of water. See, Adam? Ezra? Do you see? Huh?
Ezra killed my body. Fuck Ezra.
I roll, my eyes blaze red and they kind of like roll. Like, ugh.
Well,
Red orbs.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, a little like.
well done, Dell. You really did handle that wand of
really-
Gustin.
I don't like it still, so here, I'm gonna give the wand back to New Rogue. I don't want it. It's good.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's too weird.
Can you not talk about what's going on with you? I don't want to hear about what's going on with you doing the opposite stuff. So don't.
Look, I have felt weird since I arrived at the house, and I don't know if it has to do with this ring that appeared on my finger, but I'm having a weird time, and I feel very uncomfortable about everything that's been going on with this.
If you think it's the ring, why don't you just take the ring off?
I'm not gonna do that.
All right, keep the ring on.
I won't do what you tell me to. I don't know if I can take it off.
Can you roll me a sleight of hand?
All right. Rolled a 13.
That ring is now moving. Do you want to try to muscle it off?
I mean, I can try. I can try yanking it off if you want.
No, I don't want you to do that.
Oh, let
okay,
me
hold on,
yank
hold on.
off the
Wait.
ring. This is
No.
Let me yank it off.
Shadow Nemesis, stop.
No.
I don't know how this thing works yet. Like, if she's compelled to do the opposite of what we say, that's also like bad. Like, it takes away like her agency.
Right, so let's take the ring off. That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't the ring take away her agency?
Yeah, I think she said a ring popped on, and then she started doing opposite day. So if we take the ring off, then she'll be back to normal. Correct?
Dell,
I disagree.
You keep saying to have her let you take the ring, and she can't do that.
Yeah, she can't
It's
let
opposite
us
day.
do anything.
Okay.
Why don't you ask her what she wants to do?
Yeah, Del, what do you think we shouldn't do, and what do you not want to do?
My head is hurting.
Okay, so Del,
We
the
all
nice
have
thing is,
nosebleeds.
because I have to explain to you the logic behind this. You are unable to agree with any plan that they put forwards. If they ask you to provide a plan, because they asked you directly, I still think that might not work. Also, he put a lot of extra double negatives in there, so I don't know how that mapped out.
It's just bzzz. Reset, blue screen of death.
Damn.
Okay, well, look, I got a thing I can do. Normally I can do it faster if I've got the juice for it, but I'm all tapped out from all that running around and fighting. So Master Hecklin taught me about performing some of my spells as a ritual where it won't take any kind of energy, but it takes time. If you give me an hour to observe, I guess, the ring and try to figure something out, I might be able to identify exactly how it works and maybe what to do next. Don't tell me what you think about that plan.
I think that plan sounds pretty decent.
Okay. I'm just gonna stick my head out the carriage. Well, that's the thing is I'm gonna stick my head out the carriage and be like, hey, Rumple Foreskin, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I have fire inside me, so getting a little warm is just nice.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm wet, though. I'm not crazy about this.
Okay. Hang on a second. I'll come back inside. Like, guys, should we stay here now that the fire's out, or should we get the fuck out of here? I kind of want to leave, but also, I don't know. That fire probably called a lot of attention to anyone around here. I don't know if Nilbog made it, or should we just go? Should we just get out of here and not be here for whoever shows up? Because also, I don't know if they will be angry with us or nice.
Well, I'm still trying to get my head around the fact that I have no idea necessarily where we are anymore. When Nilbog kind of took us over here, I kind of wasn't paying that much attention. I knew the immediate surrounding area of the woods, but beyond this, I'm kind of lost. So I'm going to have to rely on you guys for this.
We're all equally lost.
Paint a clear picture of who's lost and how much. Actually, new rogue. For you, because you walked around, you have an idea of where north, south, east, and west are at any time in these woods. So you know relatively, if you were looking at where you are right now, you came from the south,
okay,
and worked your way up, and you guys drifted a little bit west towards the cottage. You don't know necessarily what is around in the woods as you move forwards, but you would know kind of moving south would be backwards, moving north, east, or west would be in a different direction.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I guess we have the choice. I put the 2 and 2 together. Thank you, God. And I feel like we can probably go either north or we can go west. And those would be places we haven't really hit before. So do we want to turn back to what we knew before in the south, or should we take a big deviation and go northwest?
Technically, it would be north or east, but you did good.
Oh, northeast. Oh,
Northeast? Okay.
northeast, yeah.
Well, that Noblin guy said that there was some other place we could go. That
It was a farm.
like a farm or something. Maybe we can go check out the farm.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know where the farm is.
Well, didn't he like? Well, I don't know.
He said cottage or farm, and we said cottage, and then we showed up here.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we turned into dolls at a cottage. What if we turned into like bears at the farm or something?
I mean, it could also just be a great farm. I mean, we're just assuming.
Let's just head north. How about that? I mean, we got to figure out who the Dark Lord is here and, topple them. So I guess the more we explore, the more we'll learn instead of sitting put. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll call for Noblin as we're driving.
Nilbog. His name is Nilbog.
Who are we talking about here?
Adam.
We're talking about the
The
dancing
name
guy.
is Shadow Nemesis. New Rogue.
Okay,
I don't know why you keep calling me this.
You know what?
Yeah, stop calling the Black Knight the wrong name.
Yeah.
I'll needle you so fast. If he gives me the needle out of his bag.
Please do not. Okay, yeah, you call out for Noblin, and I'll lean my head out again and say, Rumple Foreskin, do you know where north is?
No.
Okay, I don't either. Which way is north, New Rogue?
This way, and then I point north.
And you do.
Okay, and I from the carriage I say, yeah, it's this way. Can you just start taking us that way while we rest up and figure out what's going on?
Totally. I'm on it. And
Thanks.
you just start
Thanks a lot.
flopping along north. Rumple Foreskin shifts northward in the exact direction that was pointed by New Rogue and then Tyler to Rumple Foreskin and begins clopping north in the darkness with a very light rain at this point. It's drizzling off and the smoke is being left behind you because you quickly move out of the area where the fire had been taking place. Can everybody roll me a stealth?
Oh, no.
Stealth for sitting in a carriage? I'm worried.
15.
That's a 10 for me.
Ooh. 9.
9.
Hell yeah, brothers.
We're both just as noisy together in this carriage.
Yep, and you are all riding along in this carriage, about to start a new conversation, when suddenly you see a falling star coming out of the sky overhead. And you see it in the distance, then it starts to grow brighter and brighter and more red. And you can see the flame, and it's growing larger and larger until it slams into the ground directly in front of the carriage. About 20 feet away, this massive ball of fire hits the ground, and the carriage slams to a halt. Can you all roll me a dex save?
Oh, there's no seatbelts in here, are there?
Oh, danger sense, danger sense.
Oh, danger sense would apply to this because you saw this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
Ooh. Oh, that means I get advantage. Okay, I forgot what danger sense was. I just remember
That's
yelling.
because you've been using it forever.
Just safe.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, what dexterity? Okay, gotcha.
This is a dex save, so it might be a different modifier.
So then that is a good thing it was advantage because I rolled pretty bad. So 15 total.
I love those moments. Yeah.
Do I get an advantage?
No, you do not.
It is a 7.
7. Okay.
13 for me.
Tyler, 13. All right. Del, you stop as though you were part of the horse. Like you have a horse mind now. You are so ready for all of that. So you stay exactly where you want. Tyler and Shadow Nemesis, you are both like rocked by this. You don't take any damage, but it is a bit of a jolt as it happens. I got to see how Rumple Foreskin does. Rumple Foreskin barely keeps the carriage upright. Ooh. And unfortunately, New Rogue, you were leaning to the side and just go out the open door and end up on the ground next to the carriage.
I had to toot.
You take 2 points of damage from falling out of a moving carriage.
Oh, hey, that's not too bad.
2 points of damage.
And you look forwards to see where this fireball had slammed into the ground, and you see a figure. A menacing 7-foot tall figure that begin to rise up out of this crater. And as you look at them, you see hell-spawned, sharp-bladed armor. They stand up red-skinned with massive wings behind their back. They have horns, slicked back hair, fangs, black lips, glowing red eyes, and are carrying a massive, hellish trident carved out of metal in one hand, and they stand slowly, gesturing towards the carriage with the weapon. Does anybody do anything before they start talking? I'm going to give you this opportunity, specifically New Rogue, because everybody else is in a carriage just seeing this. But New Rogue, is there anything you would do? You've just yelled, "I needed to toot," as you fell out of a carriage.
And then I fall on my fanny. Ow! And then I see these winged creatures. Now,
Just one, to be clear.
Just one winged creature. Well, I'm kind of thinking that the world is still very fresh to me. It's only been about 2-3 weeks tops. And to me, this could technically be, this doesn't have to be malevolent. I mean,
That's true. And I would say the mist rises up and gives you a pop culture reference that helps you frame this moment. So what pop culture reference comes to mind?
This shit. Hey, this is just like, Mortal Kombat. There's tons of palette swaps of characters. So one character could be good, one character could be bad, but they're all the same creature, and we're all the same creature in the eyes of Ezra. So this, get over here. I'm like, hi there. With your wings, I associate you with the heavens, tall, mighty creature. And you came from the skies, the playground of Ezra's kingdom. Is there something I may be able to do to help you? Are you here to aid us in your quest? And then I show my holy symbol to them. This is our God. I understand that you most likely serve Ezra the Big Easy as well. Come, partner, be merry.
Can you roll me either? I will give you the option, a persuasion or a religion. Persuasion to charm this person, religion if you're leading into the whole Ezra thing. But as you say this, you feel the mists swirl up from beneath you.
No.
Can you roll me a d6?
It's a good one.
It's a 3.
Fatality.
It's the perfect moment for commercial break right here. So we're just going to take a quick little one.
Oh my God.
Pain.
You raise your religious symbol high, new rogue, determined to make a new friend, because this must just be an evil skin on a friendly character. When the menacing figure opposite you, oozing a light that feels unholy to your bones, raises their free hand, you see claws at the end of their red-tipped fingers. And as they close their fist, the religious symbol you present begins to melt and warp in your hand as it collapses. And they spread their arms wide, and 4 rents in the earth appear alongside them that you can see flames flickering from within, and you hear the screams of the damned emanate from them as creatures reach up with scaly arms and pull themselves out of the earth, covered in lizard-like monstrous scales, built nearly 6 feet tall individually, all with single menacing eyes and mouths filled with teeth. You can see rows upon rows upon rows of sharpened teeth as they stand hunched forward. Their front limbs, their arms, as you would think, almost the full length of their bodies, allowing them to perch as they stare at you. And this central demonic figure just says, "You come to my land, and you think that you can slay my playthings and burn down my forests. You must be heroes, misbegotten fools, coming out of the mists, hoping to make a name for yourselves. Who are you?"
I am New Rogue. I am a disciple of Ezra from above. I am not trying to make a name for myself. I don't consider myself a hero. That would be a little messed up. However, if you're looking for somebody who's evil, Shadow Nemesis.
Ah, I see we have but a humble cleric, traveling the road, never a hero, never a chosen one. Just a quiet myth, trying to birth itself at my expense. What do you call your companions, your band, chosen one?
Wait, is he talking? I get out. Wait, who's he talking to? Is he talking to me or is he talking to you?
I think he's talking to me still.
No, I'm the chosen one. But
yeah.
Does that count in this realm? Am I just like a forever chosen one?
New rogue.
Yeah. Well, we're wet change.
Can everyone roll me initiative?
Jeez.
I have 9.
Ooh.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
A total of 19.
Ooh, Adam. Beautiful.
Tyler with a 5. Okay.
Yeah, with the 5. Yeah.
And then New Rogue.
Oh yeah, it's 22.
Whoa!
Who is the chosen one?
I'm not humble.
New Rogue, you see the same hand that was raised to melt your symbol turn towards Shadow Nemesis, and you realize an attack is coming. What do you do?
Oh, this is easy for me because rolling a 22. But without that knowledge, even though we have our differences, I am in this immediate a zone where I can act out immediately. And so I'm not going to cast a spell. I don't have time, but I just out of instinct lurch my hand and grab the wrist of this creature.
This creature is 20 feet from you, so you would have to move to it.
Oh, well, then that is what I will do. I'm going to, just like the time I tried to run up the wolf, I'm just going to try and go, hey, yeah, and like run up the leg. And I'm going to grab where this creature's nubbins would be because he called me a myth. I don't know what that is.
When you say nubbins, I'm going to need a definition.
2 spherical orbs that produce life, or in this case, anti-life, because this thing, I don't know what this
about
thing
this
is.
creature.
Well, I'm putting 2 and 2 together based on
comes death.
Based on what he knows about Mortal Kombat, this demon orgasms death.
yeah.
Just what I thought. Dark jizz.
There's an episode title we can't use.
We're here.
No, this is called Jizzant, actually.
Okay, can you roll me an athletics check?
Yeah, that's a 9.
You race forwards, trying to close 20 feet in the time it takes this creature to raise a hand. And unfortunately, you do not manage to get there in time. Adam, what's your AC?
It is 16.
16. You are hit, and
Oh, no.
you will take. Ooh, let me find the die. You will take 15 damage as a ray of fire blasts out of this demon's hand towards you.
As I fall backwards.
Are you still conscious?
I am.
Excellent. What is your HP right now, just for my brain?
5.
Doing great. New Rogue, you managed to get up to the demon and grab its hand. Unfortunately, because it rolled so much higher than you on that check, it just backhands you down to the earth. And you see 2 of its monsters stand over you. And it just says, "Oh, trying to save your pathetic companions. So heroic, so useless. What do you call yourselves, band?"
Wet change. We're wet change.
Ugh.
I'm sorry.
And his wet change. Well, if you're hoping to make such a wet change, and the demon reaches out and just with a blast of fire sets a tree aflame next to it, just know that I can bring heat that cannot be stopped by the likes of you. And so step out, friends.
Oh, man. I look to Dell.
No, I'm not gonna.
That's well, okay. I'll step out. Just with my hands up.
There are 4. There are always 4. Come out, forth.
No.
No, look, please. There's a thing going on. I'm going to say something that is going to seem rude to you, but it's all in the spirit of cooperation. Dell, stay in there.
Oh,
And I just wince at this
I'm not
guy
gonna do
blasting
that.
me.
Just stomp back down out.
Okay.
Fear in my eyes. But
Now, you know you are going to come out, but it would take a moment. And during that moment, we need to know if this demon believes Tyler is obeying or being very rude. Now, normally, Tyler, I would have you roll a persuasion, but the mists swirl up from beneath you. Can you roll me a d6?
Yes, I can. That's a 3.
That is a 3.
Well, bye, everybody.
Del, as you step out of the carriage, a hand swings towards Tyler. Tyler, what's your AC right now?
It is 16. I'm at full health, which is 15 hit points.
Well, that's good. But unfortunately, the rule is meets it, beats it. So the hand swings towards you and blasts off a fire ray. Oh, it's rolling a lot of max damage here. And does 17 damage.
Okay, I am toasted and knocked off my feet and lay still on the ground, smoking.
Del, you step out of the carriage as you watch a blast of flame knock Tyler off his feet to where he is just a blistering, blackened body on the ground. And you see this demon and its 4 lizard-like henchmen over its shoulders. What do you do?
shit. Oh. I'm not gonna. You said it's like 20 feet away?
Yes.
Fuck. Like,
Oh, God.
This is a perfect moment for a commercial break.
yeah, it is.
Cut the tension with a knife. Oh.
Del, you've watched Tyler be blasted into a blackened body round and the Nemesis burned brutally with flame as new rogue was slapped down with monster standing over him, and a demon stands facing you in the classic horrifying style you would expect. Somehow worse and radiating a disturbance. It feels like there is something wrong in the air even looking at this creature.
Ugh.
What do you do?
I say, hey, that's my friend. Tyler, get up. And I use my last spell slot to cast Healing Word on Tyler.
Nice. How much healing do you do?
Wow.
And now it's a level 2 Healing Word, so I do 2d4 plus 3. So here we go. Give you a 3 and a 4. So 10 HP back for you.
That's massive HP for me.
And that's my
2/3
bonus
of my
action.
health.
Yep. So, Tyler, your wounds heal. You are left still burned, but not nearly as badly. And a bunch of the ash and blackened flesh just kind of sloughs off in the gentle rain as though it had transformed to the outside of your body as opposed to being your skin as it is. You cough smoke out of your lungs as you sit back up.
Oh, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, good. He lives. See, I could kill all of you now, but where is the fun in that? You wet change came here, breaking my things, trying to prove, oh, that you could be so brave, you and your chosen one, the demon says, looking down at you, new rogue.
What?
Well, if you came here to be heroes, Mistwalkers, then perhaps it's time I made you the villains.
And spreading their hands wide, the demon claps overhead and a lightning strikes. 4 lightning strikes down alongside it. And you look up and you see 4 figures. Del, can you roll me a perception?
Yes. Only a 4.
You see 4 figures. And each of you realizes as you look that you are seeing a dark and evil version of yourself. Tyler, there's a version of you with a massive sword and a beard made of slithering snakes.
Ooh.
Adam, you stare at a giant 13 feet tall with 2 different heads. One handsome and intelligent and strange, and the other a monstrous black sludge with fangs. Del, you stand opposite a hag, a witch, a gnarled version of yourself. And as lightning strikes again, you stare in horror as you see a massive black nightmare horse appear behind this creature, clearly the balance of your dear Rumple Foreskin. And New Rogue, you look over, and to your great horror, you see a being that has spectral hands from the elbows down and spectral hooved feet from the knees down. And as you look up, you see someone dressed identically to you, but only they're a combination of man and animal. Ew. You are looking at a were-donkey that stares back at you and says, "Here, I'm the Pope."
Wait, the Pope?
Yeah, praise Ezra. Can you roll me a dexterity save?
Oh, shit.
That was a 12.
All right. You stare up in shock, and that's when Pope Wateffen looks down at you and just says, "Take these nubbins," and he's going to kick you in the balls with his evil feet, and you will take 5 points of necrotic damage to your groin as you are kicked by a spectral evil hoof.
No! My nubbins.
Look at you, the brave heroes of Wet Nubbins. Well, now your names will be cursed throughout this realm because evil lives tonight.
And with a flap of their wings, the demon takes off, and the 4 figures disappear, blasted back up into the sky with lightning bolts. And the hulking lizard-like monsters crawl back into the rents that reopen in the ground. And you realize that by your presence, you have made this place more dangerous. There are evil versions of yourselves traveling these woods. But you are alone for the moment. What do you do?
I kind of pat
everyone
out
okay?
on fire.
I walk over to Tyler and hug him. Spicy Tyler.
Who the hell was that? Did he even introduce himself?
I'm throwing up from testicular torsion.
Jesus.
God.
I was a donkey. I turned into a donkey. No.
Oh, New Rogue. I'm going to go hug New Rogue. Be careful of his
Just
arms.
like running around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Okay.
I mean, my guy looked pretty cool. I don't know about you guys.
yeah,
I think
of
you got
course.
the got the shit end of the stick. I had 2 heads, and I was like 20 feet tall.
I don't know if that's aspirational.
Now, I would have thought, if they're like our opposites, I would have thought he would have been good. But the opposite of evil apparently is more evil.
Maybe that means you're the good twin. Maybe you're actually a good guy. Worth a shot.
Oh, I needed that laugh. Thank you. That was...
Hey, I got a question. How come there was a replica of me? There's a replica of Tyler. There's a replica of Shaddam. There even Dell, the horse. Mm-hmm. What about Dr. Deputy?
I mean, is this because I'm a doll? This is bullshit.
Wait, we could use this as an advantage.
Dr. Deputy, yeah.
Maybe I can become one of the different ones. I want to be a demon.
Ooh, hey, you could be the main guy. Wouldn't that be fun?
That'd be cool. Make me the Dark Lord. Woo!
Hey, can we call him back and get Dr. Deputy to just stab him?
What do you mean call him back?
Well, let's call him back and just be
No,
like,
we're not
I
gonna
bet
call
you
him
could
back.
do that again. And then we stab him with the needle and we win.
Didn't New Rogue try to run up to him and hit him? And like,
Well, New Rogue went on a bit of an
Everyone
Ezra
got-
rant. And that's where that went wrong.
No.
Didn't
see you moving your feet or anything like that.
I was in the cart.
And then you came out and got shot like me.
And that's my fault. How is that my fault that I got shot?
I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy if we call him back and then try to stick him with a needle.
What if we made an X on the ground and put the needle in the X and then tell him to land on the X?
Why do you think he would do what we tell him to do? What makes you think we can even call him back? You say we call him back. Explain to me what that means. Like, give me the steps.
I got the power to really yell really loud, as I explained thaumaturgy because I don't know what it's called, and then if we're like, hey, I bet you're not very accurate in your landings. I bet you can't land on this X, and then bada bing, bada boom, we win.
I'm going over to Rumpleforeskin.
Hey, Del, how are you doing? They seem to have really devolved quickly into insanity.
Yeah, they're good at that. Are you okay?
Yeah, that horse thing was kind of weird. I didn't like it.
That's fucked up.
And like, at the same time, it's kind of nice to be included because most people usually just think of me as like some sort of accessory for something.
That's true. You did get an evil version of you, so I guess congrats on that.
Yeah, I beat out the doll.
It's true.
So, like, what do you want to do?
I want to sleep, probably. That's I don't know where it's safe to do that here anymore, but that would be nice.
Well, I think we were going to go north, so I could probably keep walking as long as the comet demon doesn't come back.
That's true. Okay, everybody get back in the carriage. We're going to keep going north.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Ow.
Thanks, Rumpleforeskin.
So you all climb into the carriage, knowing now that there is an evil master of this realm, and knowing that there are now evil versions of yourselves spread throughout this place. It's not an easy time to be the heroes of Wet Change. And New Rogue, it might be the most uneasy for you because you've spent your time trying to find ways to protect and look after your friends, to support them, to be someone who can help those around them without needing to be in the spotlight. And for the first time, evil has identified you. Evil has pointed you out. And evil has named you the chosen one of Wet Change in this realm.
That's the end of this episode, listener, but next week you could become a watcher and affect the Jesters' adventures by joining our Twitch stream, which happens every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's Toronto time. If you join our Twitch chat, you can give the cast magical items, name NPCs, and decide the events that shape Ravenloft. So, catch up on the story, follow Dum Dum Dice on Twitch, and join our weekly stream right away. Jesters of Ravenloft features the voices of players Tyler Hewitt, Del Borovic, Guy Bradford, and Adam McNamara, alongside Dungeon Master Ryan LaPlante. This episode was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Jesters of Ravenloft's artwork was created by Del Borovic at delborovic.com. That's DELBOROVIC. Our theme song is Dark Mysterious Halloween Night by Sound Gallery by Dimitri Taras, and our ad breaks use the tracks No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, whose music is available at freemusicarchive.org. For all things Dum-Dums and Dice, including merchandise and how to join our Patreon, you can visit dumdumdice.com or find us on social media at dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. Now get out of here before the mist gets you too!
Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Guy Edwards, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Abe, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, Gus Schreider, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumbdumbdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.